Thank you, Steve. Welcome everyone to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the place which has become such a fortress for Spurs in recent months, and the place this evening where old acquaintances reunite, because Richarlison starts against Everton for the first time since his big money move to Spurs in the summer. And Michael Brown, you would not bet against the Brazilian being at the heart of things this afternoon.
You wouldn't. What an evening for him to go and set the tone. Obviously, it's a great place to play football. This stadium is sensational, and what a game we should have this evening.
We are underway at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The players before this match taking the knee. This match, as all the games in the Premier League this weekend, dedicated to the Premier League's No Room for Racism campaign. The message against discrimination still clear. Tottenham with a throw midway inside their own half. They make 2 changes from the league win over Brighton, but 3 changes from the victory over Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League in midweek. Perisic, Doherty and Davis come in for Sessegnon, Longley and the suspended Emerson. Tottenham with the set piece over on the far side. McNeil replaces the banned Anthony Gordon in Everton's only change. Calvert-Lewin is still not risked from the start. He's on the bench. They are still beset by defensive injuries as well, Everton. The likes of Patterson, Holgate, Godfrey, Mina all still out. We will take you through the full lineups in a moment, but Tottenham in possession just on the halfway line. Here is Ben Davis, will play it back to Eric Dyer, and as they knock it around that back 3, we can tell you that it's Lloris in goal. The back 3 for Tottenham of Romero, Dyer and Davis. Ahead of them Doherty, Bentancur, Højbjerg and Perisic, with Richarlison, the former Everton man, Son Heung-min, who scored twice in the win over Eintracht Frankfurt, and Harry Kane making his 400th Tottenham appearance up front. Tottenham win the throw on the halfway line as Everton clear. Everton with Pickford in goal. The back 4 of Coleman, Cody, Tarkowski and Mykolenko. Ahead of them it's the revitalised, rejuvenated Alex Iwobi, Idrissa Gana Gueye and Amadou Onana, with McNeil and Gray supporting Mopé up front. Tottenham in possession with Davis still midway inside his own half. Down the left hand side he goes, and in field 2 Højbjerg. Tottenham, who would move to within a point of leaders Arsenal with a victory here. They've won their last 7 games in the Premier League at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's their best run since back at White Hart Lane at home back in May 2017. Tottenham still in possession, patient, working their way into the Everton half and then working their way back out again. We heard Antonio Conte saying in the build-up to this one, Michael, that the game against Eintracht Frankfurt took a lot of mental energy out of them. How do you expect them to approach these opening stages as Everton play the ball out for a Tottenham throw just inside the Everton half?
I think you understand those comments. It'll be a game where you want to set the tone, you want to control the possession at your speed in case you are a little bit off the pace of playing in the week, but straight away Spurs controlling the possession, pushing up in the wider areas really high, and it's quite a strange position for Dwight McNeil playing on that left-hand side. Because of Spurs' setup, he's got to go all the way back next to Mykolenko, and it's one position he doesn't like to be, so let's see how that comes out.
Tottenham in possession over on the right-hand side. Perisic into the penalty area, down to the byline. McNeil gets across and clears away. And Tottenham will chase this, headed all the way back by Eric Dyer to Harry Kane. Yes, we thought as though Everton would start with the back 4, but good spot, Michael. Yes, Dwight McNeil over in that left wing back position. So you've got Damari Gray and Mopé up front, and then the 3 in midfield that we expected of Onana, Gueye and Iwobi. So a little change in terms of formation, and it's just evidence of the form that Harry Kane has been in all season, the threat that they know so well of Richarlison, and the fact that Son has 5 goals in his last 5 games as Tottenham have the ball midway inside their own half.
It's just going to be whether he stays there for a long period of time, or it's just because in this setup he says, well, I'll stay safe, won't let them get in around the back of us, just then play further forward. But he's been there such a long period of time. It's a strange position for him, but super start from Spurs.
Ball to the edge of the penalty area. Here is Harry Kane, chests it down inside the box. Tarkowski gets a foot in and will clear away out to the left hand side, chested down by Romero for Tottenham. 4 minutes gone, 0-0. The reason we can't tell you, listeners, whether Gray's going to stay there definitively, he might switch into a 4 and come further up when Everton are in position. They haven't got the ball.
Well, they haven't at the moment. It's brilliant. Son finding positions, another chance.
Out on the left-hand side, and Harry Kane's header is straight into James Tarkowski, and it's behind for a corner to Tottenham. And that combination once again looking threatening.
Everton can't get a touch at the moment. Son just finding space down that left-hand side, crosses it. You know what their combination plays like. Kane heads it, but just blocked.
Played short now. Here is Son, edge of the penalty area. Will play it centrally. Now scooped in, looking for the return ball to Son. Everton get the foot in with Damari Gray. Dwight McNeil moves over to the left-hand side once again, and we still can't tell you whether Everton are going to switch to this forward possession, because honestly, 5 minutes in, they haven't managed to get their foot on the ball. It is all Tottenham, 0-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium here on 5 Live. Tottenham, who have lost just one of their last 19 Premier League games against Everton, and they're coming forward now with Davis on the left-hand side. Here is Son Heung-min, challenged and brought down by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Free kick to Tottenham, central position, level with the edge of that left-hand penalty area midway through.
Yeah, just looking at that challenge, Son does very, very well. Just gets his body in front, just draws a foul in the play quick.
They played it quickly to Perisic down to the left-hand side, plays the ball across, and the header was a free one for Richarlison on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he heads it over, and the Everton fans will have enjoyed that. Their former man starting against them for the first time since leaving in the summer. But what a big chance for Richarlison inside the opening 6 minutes.
The switched off Perisic, wonderful ball. It was a difficult one actually. It looked better until you see the replay. Sweet ball, it's curling away. The timing of his jump wasn't great, and he heads it over. It's a bit of a let off. He's got to hit the target. But yeah, just looking back, and it looks like they are going to set up with a back three, a back five as is for Everton. Tarkowski being the right of the three centre-backs, obviously Coleman in it, right wing-back, Cody, Kalenko, and then McNeil, which, when a manager asks you to play somewhere, there'll be one player that wants to go the other way.
Up to the halfway line from Jordan Pickford, a chance perhaps for Everton to make some headway for the first time in this match inside the Tottenham half, but Tottenham deal with it calmly, and Lloris will play it out to the right-hand side and collected by Doherty. In fields to Eric Dyer now, forward to Højbjerg, midway through his own half as Tottenham just go through the gears and accelerate over the halfway line. Here is Davis to the left of Perisic, down to the byline on that left-hand side, plays the ball in. It was just behind Richarlison, who was turning. Everton get initial first contact. Idrissa Gana Gueye, a couple of swings at it on the edge of the box will help it on, but Tottenham have it back with Son down the left-hand side. Brilliant run by Son into the penalty area. What was he tripped there? Referee says no, and Everton play the ball away. Paul Tierney, very definitive. Tottenham now doing the free kick, 25 yards out, central position. Richarlison going down. VAR, of course, will have a look, but Paul Tierney's initial response was nothing doing.
What about his run inside? Coleman drives into the area, that little arm just across his chest. He goes down, Coleman right on top of it, saying, get yourself up. They will be looking at it. If there's any contact, he's going at such a quick speed, and he managed to win a free kick. Coleman going tight, Tarkowski coming, and Richarlison rolling. It's a great range now from a free kick, probably 25 yards out, just left of the centre. Son, Dyer, got options. Pickford just trying to arrange that wall in front, but Everton have been nowhere near this game in the first 8 minutes.
Yeah, already they're holding on, Everton, because it has been all Tottenham. We have to say, with that penalty shout, it was rather from the fans than from Son himself. He pretty much got up straight away, although he does often do that, Son. He's over the free kick now. We've heard nothing from VAR, and I think they're happy with Paul Tierney's on-field decision. But still, as Michael Brown says, good opening this for Tottenham. Set piece, 25 yards out, just left of the D, and Son Heung-min, 5 goals in his last 5 games, is standing over this. 9 minutes played. Son looking to break the deadlock from this set piece for Tottenham against Everton. It's Son, it's right-footed, it's straight into the wall. It's up towards halfway, and the South Koreans glance to the skies will tell you that that was poor. Tottenham come forward again though, getting underway. Free kick goes against Harry Kane inside the penalty area. Just a little nudge there from James Tarkowski to say, we know you're here, Harry Kane. and it's a free kick to Everton inside their own box. 9 minutes gone, 0-0.
It was a really good moment, wasn't it, between Tarkowski and Cody. They'll be having a little bit of banter with Harry Kane, saying, stand up, don't foul us. But they just can't get close to them, Everton. 3 in midfield. See Gray go and join Morpay, but they haven't really got hold of it. It's always difficult to go and play sort of a back five when you haven't had loads of time to work on it, or you haven't done it often. When you come into a place like this that are flying in the stadium.
Jordan Pickford in possession for Everton, plays it up over halfway. Perisic will intercept with the header for Tottenham, and Coleman will allow it to bounce out of play. I guess the one positive for Everton in that regard is that they have a player in Conor Cody that's very used to this system, having played it at Wolves. I mean, the irony being that he left Wolves because Bruno Lage felt he couldn't play in a 4, and then he's come to Everton and largely played in the 4, but he will hope to marshal his back line for Everton as Everton win a set piece just inside the Tottenham half. Goalless here on 5 line.
As we know, he's not afraid of an opinion, getting round his teammates. It'd be someone you'd want, wouldn't you, to help, to sort of galvanise, but it just don't really seem to be fluid at the moment. It's gone a bit scrappy, the game. Referee Paul Tini now starting to make lots of decisions, little ones, and finally Everton get a hold of the ball, move the ball around. They need to do it a little bit more, but the press is good from Spurs.
And they're drawing a couple of fouls as well, Everton. That latest one, Doherty on Onana over on the far side, and Everton in possession midway through their own half. Everton, who were on a 7-match unbeaten run in all competitions before defeat against Manchester United last time out, and have only won once in their last 13 league visits to Tottenham. Majority of those, of course, at White Hart Lane. As the whistle goes, Tottenham have won a free kick. Everton are protesting, but Tottenham with Dyer down and the set piece just inside their own half. A reminder, match of the day tonight on BBC One, 10:25, and 2 commentaries for you on 5 Live on Premier League Sunday tomorrow. Leeds against Arsenal from 2 o'clock. Liverpool against Manchester City from 4:30.
Just a stray arm, wasn't it? Neil Morpay, the referee issues him a yellow card. He's had a lot of time to think about it, and whether he's gained advice or from his team, he didn't really give it straight away. You generally see the referee go over quickly and actually go, there's your yellow card, and the arm just came across Dyer's face, and he's up and he's ready, and Spurs move the possession on again.
0-0 here on 5 Live. Eric Dyer in possession in the centre circle, out to Romero, plays it forward to Harry Kane, lays it off to the right, and Richarlison hooks the ball into the penalty area first time, comes all the way to Perisic, and Perisic's header is straight into the arms of Jordan Pickford.
Good combination. Kane, it's that little set. Richarlison, who's a bit far away from him as he's going towards the byline, wraps his foot all around it, comes to the back post, poor header. Perisic, you would expect him to have better control. He's just to nod it back towards Son.
Everton in possession inside their own penalty area. Here is Coleman. Again, the press from Tottenham is good. It's won the ball back with Bentancur. Lays it off to Son. Under pressure. No free kick given this time, and Everton will work it out to the right-hand side, and Alex Iwobi. In field 2, it was Agana Gay, and then Damari Gray tumbles on the halfway line, and Everton have another free kick.
Yeah, Bentancur just going tight, and Gray's asking for a bit more, just a little bit of a tangle. But again, Romero getting involved. Pickford coming all the way into the centre circle to have a word with the referee.
Yeah, and Paul Tini here,
here
has said, let's not restart because I am going to have a word with Jordan Pickford, and he's gesturing with his right hand, Paul Tini, and it's very clear he's gesturing to Jordan Pickford, go back to your goal. Because you're not the captain, Seamus Coleman is, and actually you don't need to run up to the halfway line to come and have a word with me. I'm perfectly capable of controlling this match myself. But Jordan Pickford's still not in his penalty area. He's midway through the Everton half. He's got
a bit of gel on there today, hasn't he, Jordan Pickford? Slicked right the way back. Give him a bit of stick for that when I see him next.
I'd say the same about you, Michael, but it's not quite so much.
I'm hanging on to mine, that's the difference.
Tottenham in possession, win the ball just outside their own penalty area, blocked by Dwight McNeil over on the far side, and it will be a goal kick to Tottenham. He's going to have a busy afternoon, isn't he, McNeil, racing down the left and then trying to get back as part of this defensive five for Everton.
I think if you tell me now he's going to be racing down that front, you'd take it from the start they've had. He hasn't been anywhere near galloping forward for a touch, which you need to get. McNeil is lovely on the ball, very great to the eye. He can create things for his side. Good deliveries. He needs to get a little bit higher, but they've got to get better possession across the pitch to be able to release him into there.
Good header won by Coleman to Iwobi as Tottenham for once can't play the ball out from the back, and Tarkowski has it for Everton on the halfway line. Yes, Dwight McNeil ending that 57-game goal drought as well. A couple of games ago, getting his first goal for Everton. The winner 2 games ago against Southampton, but it was a real season of frustration for him at Burnley last campaign. No player had more shots in the Premier League last season without scoring than Dwight McNeil. Here is Conor Cody for Everton, who are enjoying their best spell of possession. 15 minutes in, 0-0 here on 5 Live with Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here is McNeil on the left-hand side, laid off to Onana, who ranges forward towards the penalty area. The sliding challenge came in by Romero, and the decision is goal kick. Well, Onana is saying, how much there, Paul Tierney, did Christian Romero get a good ball?
This looks like an unbelievable challenge. It's as good as you see. Just clips Onana and goes out for a goal kick. You don't often see a defender take that risk in that situation to wrap his foot back across. All you have to do there, Onana, is move it slightly to the left and you win that penalty so comfortably, but it was a clean challenge.
Very impressive from Romero as Tottenham come down the right hand side. Here is Richarlison, tries to play it off Mikalenko, who goes down and does win the free kick. Everton had won back possession anyway, and it's a free kick to the visitors down by the corner flag, 0-0.
Yeah, Doherty went down, got tight. It was an easy free kick. I think it's one of those in the corner where the referee probably knows that there isn't much contact, but he sort of has to give it, and it's the most frustrating one on the pitch. It delays it for such a long period of time because there's not a lot in it, but you do see that. But finally Everton, a couple of passes, some good runs there, and Nana getting into the left-hand channel, that licence to go forward.
And it's one of those as well where Everton had already come away with the ball, so really you don't need to take it back, but they've sent it long. Jordan Pickford over the halfway line. Here is Alex Iwobi, plays it to Onana, and now McNeil will go all the way back to Mikalenko, and now Conor Cody. It's Alex Iwobi takes up that position in the centre circle, completely reinvented, isn't he, under Frank Lampard as a central midfielder. Lampard saying in fact that he thinks Iwobi at the moment is one of the best central midfielders in the Premier League, as Onana goes in on Romero, advantage played, and here comes Richarlison midway through the Everton half. Ball got a deflection on the way through and won't bobble through to Son, and Everton in possession inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, he hesitated there, Richarlison. There was space in front and then he just waited, got caught, but Everton are unsure how to play over the press. You see straight away the front three, Kane, Son, Richarlison pressing high. They've got the support in behind. Perisic's going all the way. The front players have got to come off. They've got to find some space to be able to give the back three an option.
18 minutes gone, 0-0 on an evening where Tottenham know a victory would take them to within a point of leaders Arsenal, and level on points, although behind on goal difference, unless it was a remarkable Erling Haaland's goal-scoring style victory. Level on points with Manchester City. They're in possession all the way back with Hugo Lloris. Son waiting on the halfway line. Do you think he's turned the corner in this season, Son? The hat-trick off the bench against Leicester, a couple of goals against Eintracht Frankfurt in midweek. One of them, one of the best volleys you will ever see. It was absolutely gorgeous. The roof of the net almost taken off.
I think it's brilliant, me, that he just does that and pipes a few people down, because Son's incredible. Yeah, he could have a couple of bad weeks and people are saying so much things about him. He's getting left out because of the pressure. He's a great player. He's got to play.
Tottenham in possession. Over on the far side, here's Romero as they just slow it down once again. Everton are organised with this back five. Iwobi just stepping out of central midfield there as Dyer sends it to the right, and Romero once more looking for Richarlison, won't quite break to Harry Kane in the penalty area, and the ball is all the way through with Jordan Pickford. No Dejan Kulusevski on the Tottenham bench today. Antonio Conte saying that he might be back for the midweek game against Manchester United. You'll be able to hear that on Wednesday, 8:15, commentary on 5 Live. But as soon as Kulusevski's back, then you've got that competition again, haven't you? Richarlison, Son, Kane, Kulusevski. I mean, that's a frightening 3, whichever you pick.
Well, that is the problem, isn't it? And notably, that's why Son's affected. So as soon as he doesn't play, you've got another, then you can make that change. You can leave him out 1 or 2, and that creates that sort of cycle, which is not always healthy. But yeah, he's a big miss. Wonderful talent, works really, really hard. I did the game internationally when he obviously hurt that hamstring, and he's not in a good place. But they'll be looking forward to having him as another addition.
Tottenham clear the ball away on the edge of their own penalty area, intercepted by the head of Idrissa Gueye. Then Davis will use his own head and send that forward to Bentancur. A rumble of anticipation turns to a rumble of frustration from the home fans. It's just not quite clicking for Tottenham, and that's been the story of the season. Sometimes it clicks brilliantly, and sometimes what we know can work so well from an attacking sense just doesn't quite come together.
It's hard to say, isn't it? The control of the possession so far, they've been good. They've got closer to the goal. Could they really be a little bit more creative, a little bit better at the top end of the pitch? It's hard to say that, but you feel like the manager will be pleased. We'll always want that little bit more, but it's been a good start from Spurs.
Here comes Perisic down the left-hand side, looking for the run made by Davis. Now Perisic once more switches the play to Romero out on the right-hand side. Everton, with everybody back, playing in the traditional home kit, the royal blue shirts, the white shorts and the royal blue socks. Tottenham with the white shirts, the dark shorts and the white socks, playing from right to left in this first half, which we are almost midway through here on 5 Live. Goalless at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here is Eric Dyer in possession on the halfway line. Michael Brown.
I know I keep saying this, but do you know when you come to this stadium, anybody listening who's not been has got to visit.
Harry Kane drives the shot in, deflected behind, Tottenham corner.
Brilliant from Kane. As soon as he gets that room, half turn, gets his shot away, wants to try and curl it. Good block, but he just finds that space at the right time. He points, wants it. Great first touch. Second one, just out of his feet. Very quick with his strike.
They've taken the corner short again. Bentancur will whip it in, cleared away by Everton. Only as far as Doherty, midway through the Everton half. Here is Bentancur out to Son on the left-hand side. 0-0 on 5 Live. Son with a couple of step-overs, whips the ball in, cleared away by Everton only as far as Perisic. Iwobi out there with him. Perisic, left-hand side of the box, will pull it back to Doherty. Midway through the Everton half, Maupay slips as he closes him down. Tottenham have to be careful not to lose possession here, because Everton have committed 3 players forward, but they play around that well. It's good composure there, but now they've lost it, and Everton can pick it up just outside their own penalty area and play it forward, looking for the run of Demarai Gray, and he's got past Bentancur into the penalty area. Gray fires over. Lloris did well to make the angle as big as possible, and it's high and over the bar, but that's a decent opening for Everton.
Gray does really, really well. He uses his body. Bentancur's got his favourite, but he gets his body in between. One long pass, and then his touch is great. Gets into the area. It's poor defending Bentancur. And he squares Lloris up, puts it sky high over the bar. He should do better.
Here comes Perisic for Tottenham in field to Bentancur, closed down by Gray. The fans shouted. Bentancur was just pressured there without realising, and Everton have won the ball back. Intercepted well by Perisic down the left-hand side, appeals for the throw, gets it as well. Looking to get things underway quickly. Bypasses Harry Kane, looking for Richarlison. Cleared away by Everton once more. Perisic controls with his head, and Davis will send it all the way back to Eric Dyer. 23 minutes gone, still Tottenham 0, Everton 0.
It's so comfortable, but there's that. Shows you, doesn't it, when you've got pace at the top of the pitch. Gray does well. Bentancur, he's got to realise, just get goal side, you can't win it early. Spurs back with that composed passing, moving it from side to side, drawing Everton out. Sort of seems to have a pattern now, don't they? Conte's got that understanding and that rhythm. They know their distances, they know when to drop back down.
Perisic's ball into the penalty area, headed away by Mikalenko and cleared by McNeil before Richarlison can latch onto it. Tottenham will pick it up once more with Højbjerg out on the right hand side. 0-0 Plays it forward looking for Harry Kane on his 400th Tottenham appearance. Cleared away by James Tarkowski, and Tottenham have it once more on halfway.
Vicky, I thought you were going to go with that earlier. We've waited 24 minutes for Harry Kane. I'm looking at him thinking, you've got to get that in, you know.
I was waiting for him to stick one in the top corner, and I might say it again if he does. What a remarkable career he has had and is having here. As Ben Davies plays it in left-footed towards the penalty area, comes out to Højbjerg, urged to shoot, does so. It's high and it's wide.
Well, it wasn't great, was it? You could hear all the stadium. I've been in front of these supporters when they say shoot. I've done similar things before anyone says it. He screwed it wide. It's sort of a good first touch, and then he sort of rushed it. Just looking back at that great chance, and it goes so high, it gets right under it, sort of like a sand wedge, rather than just hitting it straight at the goalkeeper, seeing where it goes. Anywhere near his feet, you've got a chance.
Well, he has scored twice already, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, this season, just one off his entire total for last season. No goals so far here on 5 Live, with 25 minutes played in the first half. Richarlison dispossessed on the halfway line, and Everton will play it back to Gay, and now Mikalenko pulls it back to Conor Coady, and now square to Tarkowski. We talk about Everton's players that they're missing defensively, but having Tarkowski and Coady regularly playing as Everton win a throw on the halfway line is such a benefit for them.
It's a big benefit. You know, Michael Keane's gained an experience as well. He's on the bench, but you feel squad-wise they're getting a little bit stronger. They've actually wasted so much money for many seasons, and we've got to come out with it and have a successful season. Speaking to people just before the game, they don't want to get to the end of the season in that mess and hanging on for their lives again this season, and they've showed some promise. I think I felt like they were still going to have a little bit of a struggled season, but they've started quite well considering.
They're in possession now, 0-0, with Tottenham here on 5 Live, midway through their own half. Yes, Michael Keane on the bench again today, really struggling to get inside at the moment, and notable as well that with the switch to the back three, it's Mikalenko who's preferred as that left centre-back rather than putting Keane in, but it does give them the flexibility, doesn't it, to put Mikalenko as a left-back. Exactly,
they can change formation at any point, Vicky, so comfortably. It's natural, so you can see why they've done it, but we're finally seeing Everton just growing in confidence, sneaking up. Dwight McNeil going high up on the line, now he's driving inside in a higher position. So they're giving Spurs something to think about now, but it's took circa 25 minutes, that one run, and they're getting a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, we're seeing it almost switch into a 4 there, but Idrissa Gana Gueye is almost dropping back into a pseudo centre-half role. Here is Dwight McNeil down the left-hand side, dispossessed, and Tottenham will clear away, and Mikalenko will pick it up. But after a dominant start by Tottenham, Everton barely able to get a touch in the opening 5 minutes. They have just settled now, Everton, and they're able to employ that flexibility with formation just a little bit more. Here is Idrissa Gana Gueye just inside the Tottenham half. You have to say, I think patience is the word for both sides, isn't it, really, when they're in possession?
You've got to try and grow in and stretch people and understand where the spaces are.
Now they're trying to find those spaces. Idrissa Gana Gueye wins the free kick, 30 yards or so out, just level with that left-hand side of the penalty area. And they've drawn those sort of set pieces well in the last 20 minutes or so.
Gana Gueye getting further forward, controlling, getting more touches, Vicky, and you can see when he goes quickly, it's hard to touch him, and as soon as he tries to chop it late, Mura comes in, there's that little bit of a foul. But now technicians involved, who's got that quality, people attacking the back post. Tarkowski's thinking, put it right in there. It's a really high line from Spurs, everybody in a straight line together. Iwobi, Tarkowski just trying to sneak. Will Everton move it just to try and beat that sort of offside position from Spurs' point of view?
Yep, they're all lined up level with the edge of the D, the white shirts. The ball is now played in. Romero wins the header, doesn't quite get the distance. Will come to Onana, who leaves it for Coleman. Deflection, will take it behind, and it will be an Everton corner.
When you talk about Son, top of the pitch, what he gives you, the overload came round the block, and then as Everton try to play it, second phase, there's a poor header. Son tries to take his touch, And just as the line-up for a shot, Coleman comes on. It's a brilliant block by Son. Diverts it over for an Everton corner.
Corner to be taken from this near side as we approach the half-hour mark on 5 Live. Damari Gray making his way into the 6-yard box. Dwight McNeil will take this for Everton. Swung in high to the far post and the header is back across goal and over. It was a decent opening for James Tarkowski and he grimaces, rubs his cheeks with his hands as he makes his way out of the penalty area.
Yeah, there's a little bit of pushing. Romero back post, James Tarkowski just gets his header away but couldn't guide it towards the goal. You see the difference straight away. Everton, you get that one run, that one chance, so much more confident.
Tottenham 0, Everton 0 here on 5 Live. Leeds against Arsenal, Liverpool against Manchester City. Our commentaries for you on 5 Live tomorrow and on 5 Sports Extra this evening. Join us for the big fight at the O2. Claressa Shields against Savannah Marshall. Commentary starts at 7:30.
Steve Crossman could have a run out, couldn't he, across the northwest for that one, I would imagine, tomorrow. I might be wrong.
Tottenham in possession, dinking the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Here is Perisic, feeds Harry Kane, forced wide. Kane tricking his way to the 6-yard box. Very good block by Pickford. Richarlison can't latch onto it, and Dwight McNeil will clear away for Everton.
Yeah, brilliant skill as Harry Kane gets into the penalty area. It looks like he's got nowhere to go. It's a late check, little sort of nutmeg. Just tries to get away. Pickford diving to his feet. Shows you straight away. I don't think Kane's anywhere near it. He can just create anything from nothing. Good chance.
Always dangerous, ever threatening in the penalty area. Harry Kane looking to mark that 400th appearance for Tottenham with a goal. So far, no goals for either side here on 5 Live. The Son swings the ball in. Very good delivery, cleared away by Everton, met by Romero. Fires over from 20 yards.
It's a brilliant delivery again from this left-hand side. Good defending. Tarkowski in the sort of centre of the 6-yard area. And then the shot comes in from Romero. It's sort of sat up, hesitated. He's put it really, really high with no real power.
Antonio Conte paces to the edge of his technical area as Jordan Pickford prepares to take this goal kick for Everton. Conte, who has never lost against Everton as a manager, this is 8th meeting with them. He's never even seen a side of his conceded goal against Everton in the Premier League as Pickford comes up very quickly to the edge of his area, closed down by Son and clears over the halfway line. Here is Gay, field to Onana, forward to Mopé, well challenged by Romero. Will be picked up by Benson Coyle. Out to the right hand side looking for Doherty. Heads it back to Richarlison, who turns away and Rana slips. Richarlison still going. Benton Kerr, Højbjerg, excellent block by Mikalenko over on that left hand side for Everton, but Tottenham retain possession. 0-0, 33 minutes gone. Here is Tottenham's number 33, Ben Davies, out to the left-hand side now, and Perisic has Son in front of him. Perisic swings the ball into the area, right-footed, bodies at the far post. The header was met by Doherty on the angle, straight into the arms of Pickford, who gets things moving quickly, and Tottenham are trying to race the white shirts back as Everton over the halfway line with Dwight McNeil goes down. And Tierney says there's nothing in that. Christian Romero agrees and Højbjerg can bring it forward, and for the first time 33 minutes in, the game just starting to open up a little bit, but just too much on that from Harry Kane for Richarlison, and Pickford again will gather.
Brilliant from Romero. He starts the Tottenham attack, playing the ball forward after driving into the space. His recovery run, excellent. Seen Dwight McNeil finally get that run. Romero's was better, just nicked the ball, that bit of strength, that arm across him to win the ball back.
Everton in possession, over the top from Jessica Gay, looking for Damari Gray, who's taken up the central position, but it's all the way through to Hugo Lloris. And look down at that Everton team sheet and you see Dominic Calvert-Lewin still not risked from the start. He's had so many issues with injury over the last year or so. They don't want to bring him back and have him drop out again by rushing him too much, but he is still Big miss for Everton. Mopé arriving in the summer from Brighton. Just the one goal so far, the winner against West Ham. Goals, something that Everton need to find. 0-0 here against Tottenham as Perisic picks it up left-hand side, plays it towards the penalty area, well blocked by Seamus Coleman, who does a 360 and plays it out to Alex Iwobi. Smattering of boos for the former Arsenal man from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Idrissa Gana Gueye picks it up and plays it out to the left-hand side, in field now to Onana. Iwobi just taking up that position outside the central circle. Frank Lampard we touched on earlier, Michael, one of the best central midfielders, Iwobi, in the Premier League at the moment. Would you agree?
He's done very well, hasn't he? Obviously creating opportunities very high in Everton's ranks, getting forward where he can. He's obviously not got any of that joy today, but it's nice to see an improvement. But you sort of said, you asked me the question whether Frank Lampard, it's difficult to even say, isn't it, for Iwobi, but yeah, much improved. He needs his team to improve and he's going to show better performances, and so it's great to have some praise, isn't it?
Absolutely, I'll always take it. Son on the halfway line. Here is Ben Davies, 0-0 between Tottenham and Everton. 10 minutes to go until half-time on 5 Live. It's a position central midfielder that Iwobi has played before, and Frank Lampard saying that he recognised in Iwobi's game things that he wouldn't have wanted to play against in central midfield, and that is the benefit of huge experience, of course, from Lampard as a player. Played forward by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Everton lose possession, but they won the free kick. Benson Kerr penalised.
I think it was the way he put his hand up straight away, Gray. Whether he's hurt his ankle, or there was a little bit of a tackle where sometimes hit ball and ankle. Trying to see the replay back again, but he looked uncomfortable. Whether it's just jarred away and the player lays down and falls, trying to see the clip. It might be on the ankle bone, Vicky, from Benson Kerr. The referee looked at it, waited. There he is, seen another yellow card.
Yeah, he has taken his time, and I mean that in a positive way actually, with Paul Tierney. The 2 yellow cards we've seen, one for Mopé and one for Benson Kerr. He's looked at the challenge, he's given the decision very quickly, but he's just allowed himself to have that thinking time. Is that worth a yellow? And then he's made the decision.
It's almost, and I shouldn't say this, as if somebody's watched it back and told him. Do you know, surely, I mean, I'm not saying that's happened, but on the 2 occasions he's waited such a long period of time that he wasn't going to maybe act, and are we giving him full credit for that, to understanding, to think about the situation?
I mean, maybe he's just a very reflective type of guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. There was a team of officials. You need everybody to make the right decision, and that's what we're here for, to get the right decisions. And obviously me joking around there, if these officials, between all of them, get the right decisions on the football pitch, then we're all happy.
Absolutely. So, free kick to Everton. 7.5 minutes to go until half-time. And given that Tottenham have won their last 7 Premier League home games in a row here, I think Everton will be pleased so far with how the switch to 5 at the back has largely kept Tottenham at bay. Pickford's had a couple of saves to make, but largely they've managed to restrict Tottenham to half chances, or combination moves to Tottenham that haven't quite come off from a Tottenham perspective. As Benson Kerr is challenged there.
What a tackle that is. If he's won that clean, it's an incredible tackle. Great ball through the line, Son just sets it off, Benson Kerr gets racing, and Nana all the way back outside of his foot to win it. What a tackle.
Certainly what Paul Tierney thinks as we play on. Everton in possession. You might have heard the Tottenham fans disagree, but they would do, wouldn't they? Of course, all fans will be behind their team in those sort of scenarios. Here we are, Everton knocking the ball around between this back 3. Conor Cody will send it all the way back to Jordan Pickford, close down by his England teammate Harry Kane, and Tarkowski will clear up towards halfway where Damari Gray waits. Lovely little flick of the boot to flick the ball over his head, but can only flick it out of play over Ben Davies, and Tottenham had the throw, 0-0.
Yeah, Ben Davies goes really tight, just seeing it back now. Let's hope we're right, outside of his left foot, spot on. There was a little bit of a player at the end of it, but there's an art to tackling. We've seen Romero now he's seen Onana do it, and you don't often see it in these games because they don't take the risk to do it because of VAR.
Here comes Tottenham winning it back with Richarlison, who goes down. Martini happy with that as well. I don't think he'll be... Oh, he is happy with that. Tottenham have won it back. Richarlison, 30 yards out, shoots, deflection, Tottenham corner.
Yeah, you can hear the stadium lift now. Richarlison gets into space, drives it sort of with his left foot. Tarkowski coming across to the referee to do something about his elbow, which tells to me it's definitely hit him around that spot. How are we going to see a decision made? I'm not so sure. It's probably close to his body. Yeah,
Richarlison appealed for it. The referee is just making sure that there's nothing untoward going on in the 6-yard box. Son has placed the ball down, so VAR of course will have a little check. Richarlison was the one that appealed, but he gave up on the appeals pretty quickly, it has to be said, as Tottenham wait to take this corner.
Pickford, Romero, Cody, all in very close quarters. You know exactly what they're doing. They're right on the goalkeeper, putting him off, trying to get across him. They're going to put it on there.
Very congested 6-yard box indeed. Son with the corner for Tottenham, that's where it goes into. Pickford gets something on it, and the overhead clearance from Dwight McNeil will send it all the way up to Doherty, just outside the centre circle, plays it back in. Seamus Coleman with the header just to the edge of his own penalty area, comes back into Son, cleared away by Everton once more, and Connor Cody. Perisic will try and bring it down, headed one well by Coleman. Perisic goes down, stays down. Coleman has a few words with him as Everton play it out. Now Portini stopped play because Perisic is down holding his head. Didn't make any decision in terms of any foul there on Perisic, so Everton were in possession, but we've stopped play so that Portini can make sure that Perisic is okay.
Very, very aggressive from Coleman, as if to say, you're coming into me leaning, that's what you're going to get, you deserve yourself right, as you raise your arm. And it was sort of the side of Coleman's sort of shoulder bicep that hits him on the head, so I don't feel like there's going to be a huge danger and any sort of problem to his head because of the part of the body that hit him. I think if it was elbow or his head, because initially I thought it was a clash of heads, but Coleman's gone, you come into me, that's what you're going to get, you deserve it. But referee not best pleased with the situation, he's calling a few people over.
Yeah, he wins the header very cleanly, Coleman, but the jump takes his shoulder, as Michael Brown says, into Perisic, who is up, no harm done. And we get play away with the drop ball. And Everton send it over halfway, a miscue by Højbjerg, and Onana could be in here, bearing down on goal. Onana for Everton, fires just over. It was good defending in the end by Dyer, who slid in just did enough to put him off. But again, if you look at the openings that Everton have had in this match, there's been some decent ones. Yeah,
Bentancur, strange header. Romero, Højbjerg come close, nobody took charge. Onana drive right through the centre. He had that gap that Romero had left, and he's just in front of Lloris. Dyer diving desperately. The reverse arm comes over from Lloris, and it just goes over the bar. Huge chance for Everton.
It's one of those that if it's on target, I don't know if Lloris is getting there.
The arm comes across as he stays big, he waits, and he just drives it sort of the reverse sort of left hand over his head, and it just rises over the bar. He's got to hit the target, but he'd run such a long way from the halfway line. But just that lack of concentration, decision making from Spurs. Romero, Højbjerg let him through.
Perisic in possession for Tottenham, switches the play out to the right hand side, and Doherty and Romero's join the attack, which gives Tottenham a body over. Doherty goes in field instead, and Hamill go out right. Oh, McNeil's dived in there, he's cleaned him out, and that was a winger's challenge rather than a wing back's challenge from Dwight McNeil, and he's into the book. And Tottenham have a set piece, good position this, level with the right hand side of the penalty area.
The ball gets swept across, good switch of play, Doherty gets it, but they're asking him, the supporters, to play forward a 30-yard, sort of 25-yard pass with his side foot into space. He loses it, they're in trouble, he can't make that pass, and there's boos all around. Sometimes you can't win the supporters over, and he hasn't really done that, has he here? And then he drives forward with confidence, draws the foul in, does really, really well, and he made the right decision.
Well, it's only his second Premier League start of the season, Matt Doherty. That's because Emerson is suspended. But he has won the set piece, and here is Son over it once more for Tottenham. Into the final minute of normal time at the end of the first half, 0-0. Tottenham looking for the late breakthrough against Everton. Son with the delivery. Header is over by Onana in the end. It will be a corner to Tottenham.
It's a great ball. Obviously a little bit deeper. Everton. Son puts it right in the centre of the 6-yard area. Richarlison diving through. You see everybody getting tight. Onana actually hits his shoulder and goes over.
So Tottenham corner. Son over it once more. Again, a very congested 6-yard box. Son in from the left, swings it into that 6-yard box. The header was won by Dyer. Everton just about get it away out of the penalty area. Tottenham will come again. Good fit in by Iwobi, and it gets the touch of Perisic as well, and it will be an Everton throw midway through their own half as we enter 2 minutes of added time. 0-0 between Tottenham and Everton on 5 Live.
Pickford just come forward, and as a goalkeeper he probably thinks, oh no, I'm not getting there, but I've already gone. Tries to get a touch on it. He's shouting at the assistant referee down to his left hand side and say give him some protection. But it's been a great first half. We haven't seen an opening, but we've seen incident, we've seen some good play. Obviously Spurs dominating early, but Everton have certainly contributed and had those chances and sort of grown in confidence towards the end of this first half.
Yeah, it's been an intriguing tactical battle as well, hasn't it? The switch by Lampard to the back 5 has posed a problem that Tottenham so far have not been able to solve. They're coming forward, nice little drag back by Son to Harry Kane, plays it in left-footed, looking for Richarlison, who met it on the volley, 8 yards out, steered it over, and he had company as well with Mykolenko there defending for Everton, and that was just enough to put his former teammate off.
It was great play. Davies into Son, that little Cruyff flick set. Kane getting into space, fizzes it right across the face. Richarlison has no right to get anywhere near it. Shows his strength. Mykolenko does well. He wouldn't give a foul. Gets his touch over the bar, but Pickford under a lot of pressure. He's probably just killing off these last few moments of the first half as he just strikes it really, really high towards Onana.
Yes, 20 seconds of added time to play, 0-0, and Everton in possession. Pickford just taking his time over that. Everton looking to see this one out. Jordan Pickford's getting the boos for just delaying that goal kick earlier. Here is Richarlison, steals it away from Dwight McNeil, out on the right hand side. McNeil still with him, and there's no time for Richarlison to drive down the left hand side. He will aim for goal as the whistle goes, and that misses as well. And at half time it is 0-0 between Tottenham and Everton. Michael Brown.
Yeah, no, I'm not so sure why I hear the frustration from the Spurs supporters. I think they've done well. They set a good tone early on, controlling it, creating opportunities, some good movement. Yes, Everton have had opportunities, one long direct ball and then that little bit of a misunderstanding, but overall they've done quite well, so full credit to both sides. It's been a real interesting first half that you looked like it was going to be out of reach for Everton. Spurs were that comfortable, but they've come back into it. Pickford just having that little sort of argument now as he walks off the pitch with the referee. Obviously wants a bit of protection in front of him, but obviously something to think about for both managers.
So half time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on a night where Tottenham know if they win they'll go a point behind leaders Arsenal and level on points with Manchester City. At the moment though we're all square, 0-0. Thanks very much, Robbie. The players entering the field for the second half here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 0-0 at half time. Tottenham in their home kit, of course, the white shirts, the dark shorts and the white socks. Everton in their home kit as well, the royal blue shirts, the white shorts and the blue socks. It's Jordan Pickford with his towel in his orange gloved hand, races towards his 6-yard box and raises a hand of acknowledgement to the fans behind the goal. He's never afraid to mix it, is he, Jordan Pickford? He loves that sort of antagonism and the frisson that you get between supporters and fans. Sometimes it brings out the absolute best of him, sometimes he does get a bit carried away with it.
He's just having a little warm-up behind the goal and we're off, and yeah, he loves all of it, doesn't he? He wants to get involved, but notably he'll want to get right on form, ready for next month, that's a certainty.
So off and underway in the second half. Both sides still looking for the breakthrough. No changes at half-time, and we will take you through the lineups in a moment as Son races down this left-hand side. Excellent sliding challenge by James Tarkowski coming in, and Tottenham have a throw over on the far side as Antonio Conte paces his technical area. He's actually out of his technical area, already barking instructions as Tottenham send the throw into the penalty area. Everton win the free kick as they clear. Neil Maupay going down, and they have a set piece just outside their own penalty area. If you were Conte, Michael Brown, what would you have said to your chargers at half-time?
I just think it's that little bit of composure in the right areas. We've seen some great deliveries. Keep doing what you're doing. Be careful we don't get countered, and so can we just get it into feet a little bit more? Richarlison, Kane on that half turn, Son in those areas. I think in those sort of positions in behind, obviously Dwight McNeil will be one area that will be pushing into that back corner.
So Tottenham in possession inside their own penalty area with Lloris in goal. The back three of Romero, Dyer and Davis. Ahead of them it's Doherty, Bentancur, Højbjerg and Perisic, with Richarlison facing Everton for the first time since that big money move in the summer. Son Heung-min and Harry Kane up front. Here are Tottenham in possession with Doherty just in front of his manager Antonio Conte, and that's interesting. Conte is clapping his hands together, he's gesturing with his arms. More intensity would appear to be the message as Tottenham bring it down the left hand side. Ball skips into the penalty area, good header away by Dwight McNeil because Doherty was coming right in behind him. He knew he was there, it was awkward for McNeil, but he managed to get his head on it and send it behind for a Tottenham corner.
He's doing well, McNeil, and he has to continue it because if this game increases, Richarlison just up going in between the pair of him, and Doherty just getting further forward. Good deep cross. 2v1 here now. Did they go short? They've
gone short again. Perisic and Son between them. Comes back out to Perisic, who lays it off to Doherty now midway through the Everton half. The players on the move inside the area as the ball is swung in. Perisic will miss the header, was just over his head, and the ball is behind for an Everton goal kick. Everton, who have Pickford's in goal. This back five of Coleman, Cody, Tarkowski, Mikalenko and McNeil. Ahead of them Iwobi, Gay and Onana, with Maupay and Gray up front. But we have seen a little bit of fluidity from Everton at times. They've largely stuck with the back five, but Dwight McNeil in particular on the left has managed to get forward on occasion. As Iwobi challenges Højbjerg in the centre of the park. Gay wins the header for Everton. Crossfield pass attempted by Seamus Coleman, but fires it straight into Son Heung-min. And the ball is out with Perisic on the left-hand side. Now cleared forward by Davis. Header is won by Connor Cody. Out to Tarkowski. Sent forward by Coleman. Header won by Dyer for Tottenham, just inside his own half. And play will remain with Tottenham midway through their own half, and Eric Dyer.
I think looking at the wider areas and this right-hand side, they've got to go quicker. Son's getting it on the left.
Going quick down the left is Son, as Iwobi there for company. Son will put it back to Højbjerg, back to Son once more, who whips the ball in, cleared away by Tarkowski. It's just the positioning of Tarkowski and Cody as the ball is sent out of play. You can see why Everton have the joint best defence in the Premier League coming into this round of matches. It's just the experience. They seem to be working so well together.
Straight away as the ball come out, Cody's driving them forward as well. It's the pair of them. You can hear the supporters saying, come on you Spurs. They realise that if they go a little bit quicker, a little bit wider earlier, we've got an issue, and this won't go down very, very well, will it? Richarlison?
No, Richarlison is down on the edge of the D. Paul Tierney has stopped play, and Jordan Pickford is raising a hand as well. So medical attention now as the medical staff come on for Tottenham's Richarlison. How would you assess his game so far up against his former club?
He's had some good spells, he's got some good areas, that left foot shot away, but I was just thinking he's going inside a lot. So if I'm the left back, Mikalenko playing at the left of a three, I'm happy seeing him in front of me. I think he needs to come a little bit wider and really test out, where does McNeil go there, what does he do? You see Lucas Moura, will he be the one who'll replace him? But when you're holding your calf, is it a dead calf from a kick? Is he getting some tightness, some fatigue in that?
Yes, no Kulusevski on the bench. He's still out for Tottenham. Might be back, Antonio Conte said, for Manchester United. Difficult to tell at the moment with Kulusevski. With Richarlison just gingerly back up to his feet. Reminder on 5 Live Premier League Sunday tomorrow, Leeds against Arsenal from 2 o'clock, Liverpool against Manchester City from 4:30. Our commentaries this evening, Claressa Shields against Savannah Marshall. The big fight from the O2 is on 5 Live this evening from 10 o'clock. You can listen to the undercard on 5 Sports Extra from 7:30. And I've been informed that the former Tottenham captain Gary Mabbutt is here today in the stands watching on. He's been at the Tottenham Community Centre nearby unveiling a new defibrillator for community use. Fans have raised over £2,000 to pay for that. We'll be hoping for a breakthrough for Tottenham in this second half, but this doesn't. Michael Brown looked very good for Richarlison.
No, it doesn't. It looks like it could be. Is it Basuma who's getting ready to come on as the replacement? But it's whether it's a kick. But I was seeing Antonio Conte being asked the question, what's the problem? And really, is there something wrong? Is it a kick? I just feel like he's one of those managers that are saying, you can stay on a little bit longer, let's see how you get on.
Well, he's walking gingerly, Richarlison, and he is going straight down the tunnel for further assessment, and the replacement indeed is Yves Bissouma, arrived this summer from Brighton, £30 million. And he has played in all but one of their matches, Tottenham, since arriving, just the 2 Premier League starts though, so he is on. And it will mean a bit of a midfield reshuffle for Tottenham, because Basuma certainly won't be taking up the Richarlison role. So
he's gone to the base, hasn't he? Straight away. Looks like Bentancur is going to be the one who's going to try and occupy a higher position, but it's different to a Richarlison position. I thought they would have been a little bit braver.
Tottenham coming forward, ball into the area. Harry Kane meets it on the volley, beaten away by Pickford. Comes to Son, who blazes over from 14 yards. Tottenham's best move of the match.
To hit this like he does, we all know it's coming, and he doesn't disappoint Harry Kane. He just pulls away. Is he in an offside position? He waits. His run's good. It's a deep cross, and to hit this on the volley, sensational. Straight at Pickford. Big save. It's sweet as you like. And into the deck, top left hand, and then Son comes with that rebound and just put it over.
That's it, isn't it? It's the control that he has whilst getting the power to hit it down into the ground, and it flies up at Pickford with some pace, and it's a very decent stop from Everton's number 1 as Bentancur will close down. And Bentancur closes down Jordan Pickford as well, having closed down Cody. Pickford just does enough to get it away. Late challenge there, and Højbjerg goes down, and that is a very deserved yellow card for Idrissa Gueye on Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Just completely lost control of what he was doing there, Gueye.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Wonder what the referee sees. It was right in front of it. It's very high, studs into the knee. If he stays down for a long period of time, he could be in a little bit of trouble, because this is one thing I've said with VAR now. When you start seeing all the different angles, you stay and wait, it can be slightly different. I think he's just missed it, but it's slightly dangerous, and these are the ones that can go really against you. If it just hits you, if it hits his leg full on with the studs, he would have been in trouble.
Definite red card with that. It's one of those, as you say, if the contact is more, because it's a glancing contact in the end, but as you say, it's knee high. But yellow cards, I think probably the right decision, just because of the lack of contact there. But he wasn't in control, and that's another thing they'd look at. Free kick swung in by Tottenham, headed on by Dyer. Harry Kane will send it out to Doherty, who drives, well, blocked away by Mikalenko, who goes down. Tottenham want to take the throw quickly. Paul Tierney has said no, let's just make sure Mikalenko is okay. He's holding his knee. It's not a head injury, but it was rather leathered into him from close range, and Paul Tierney, given that the ball had gone out, says, well, we might as well make sure that the Ukraine international is all right, and he's up to his feet.
Yeah, Harry Kane just sets it. Doherty comes right across, and it hits the side of his knee.
Now he's taken the throw to good effect with Perisic down to the byline, clears the ball away. Tottenham throw, and although this change has been enforced for Tottenham, Richarlison going off, Basuma coming on, the little tactical reshuffle, Son pushing up with Kane as more of a two. It's given Tottenham a bit of a new spring in their step as they win it on halfway, and the stadium is responding to that as well. This stadium which has seen them win their last 7 Premier League home games in a row, their best run for over 5 years. Tottenham in possession, 0-0, 10 minutes gone in the second half as they come down the left-hand side. The ball in, looking for Son, just couldn't get the power on it, almost shouldered it towards goal from 5 yards, and Pickford was there.
Yeah, good run, great ball from Kane. Perisic just gets into some space, tries to get his ball across, Son under a little bit of pressure, a little bit of contact. Alenko just heads it, looks like he's going near post, but Pickford gathers comfortably.
Here is Doherty, 360 to Højbjerg. Son, nice footwork. Højbjerg, this is so much better from Tottenham, and over the top looking for Doherty, and as I say, that's too much on it from Højbjerg, and it's through with Pickford.
Yeah, that's great play. Son, everybody off their seats. Sort of a little Michael Flatley move, wasn't it? A little step, fast feet. Everton are looking to waste more time. Supporters not best pleased, but Spurs have got to take more risk, get forward, go for it, in my opinion.
Everton, who are currently moving up to 11th in the Premier League, above Liverpool by a single point. Liverpool with 2 games in hand. Commentary of their match, huge match against Manchester City on 5 Live from 4:30 as Tottenham come down the left-hand side once more. Cleared away well by Tarkowski. Tottenham will get the throw moving quickly. Here is Harry Kane, left-hand side of the penalty area. Pulls it back to Bentancur, out to the left-hand side once more. The delivery is looking for Son, who lets it run. It's Doherty, it's straight at Pickford, who spills it. Oh, was he brought down there, Harry Kane? Yes, he was. Jordan Pickford diving in on the England captain, and it is a penalty to Tottenham.
Kane does so well, and Pickford just spills it. The shot's right through a few bodies as he dives to his right. He's saying to the referee, he's trying to plead as innocent, whether VAR can step in. Doherty back post, and as he spills it, to see if there's any contact. Oh, Kane engineers it, you know. He certainly engineers it. This is going to be so interesting. Pickford saying no, there's a touch of contact between them, but Kane certainly goes over the top of it. Will it be enough? Will VAR change their opinion? They both lay down sort of dead on the floor, don't they, thinking, what's the referee going to do?
This is another huge VAR talking point, because I think Harry Kane's already going over. He knows the contact is coming from Jordan Pickford. There's not a huge amount of contact there. Anyway, when Pickford does make it, Pickford doesn't get the ball.
Do you think we'd already see the check? Have they already made their mind up here, Vicky? He's pushing everyone away to the penalty spot. Would he already be getting called, the referee?
Well, we don't hear VAR, but the fact that Kane's
you see what I'm saying? The referee looks like he's already given it.
Watch this on Match of the Day. Have your say with Robbie and Chris on 606. Lines open now, 08085 909 693. Should Tottenham have this penalty?
They know each other so well.
Yeah.
This is the point. Mind games. Pickford stood on the 6-yard area. Huge moment of the match.
He missed one and scored one in midweek against Eintracht Frankfurt. It's Harry Kane from the spot against Jordan Pickford, and Kane fires it into the bottom corner. Everton may protest about the award of the spot kick, but Harry Kane makes no mistake from 12 yards, and Tottenham have the lead against Everton, 1-0.
He stays, he looks at it, upright, you know what he does. Pickford goes to go left, goes strong to his right-hand side, but the power, the accuracy, it goes right into the corner. Wonderful strike by Harry Kane. He made it. Obviously there'll be discussions whether it was the right decision or not, but in those positions, how well did he understand the pressure and have that composure? You can see the delight. The manager just pumps his fist. Big moment for Spurs.
The Everton players are taking it in turns to continue to express their discontent with Paul Tierney. It's just been Idrissa Gueye. Now it's Demarai Gray. Neil Maupay's going to have a word as Paul Tierney walks past. They are so furious about the award of that penalty. And it's one, Michael, if it's not given, VAR doesn't say go and have a look at it.
Does he need to go and see that? I think he should go and have a look. I mean, Listen, let's be clear. We've only seen 2 reruns. We normally get a lot more, don't we, of the angle. We didn't see that much on this occasion, to be fully clear, and we might get a few more clips of it later. But you missed your cue. 400 appearances.
Oh no!
I'm waiting for you.
400th appearance. Well done, Michael Brown. Here to keep me right. 400th appearance.
You said he'd score. You had it and you waited.
Does score from 12 yards. I was overtaken by the controversy of the penalty. Kane will say, look, Pickford didn't get anything on the ball and he got something on me. But that is something they look at in the Premier League as Everton are in possession. The intent of the attacker and the intent of the defensive player. Now, again, Pickford does go diving in because he spilled the ball. How much contact is made? Is Kane initiating it?
He's put his arm forward and Harry Kane engineers and wins that penalty. Is the contact? It looks like there is, but without his reaction, Harry Kane, they don't get the penalty.
And he's already going down.
When we see more clips, and it might be match of the day tonight, before we can do that, to understand what's just happened.
Yeah, 10:25 BBC One, have your say with Robbie and Chris. 08085 909 693. What do you think? Deserved penalty for Tottenham, or do Everton have a right to feel aggrieved? Here is Alex Iwobi. It is 1-0 from the spot from Harry Kane. Demarai Gray out to Iwobi on the right hand side, and the ball is played back now, and Everton, who have sat at times in this defensive back five, will now have to find a way to come forwards with Iwobi trailing as they are by a goal to nil. Everton, who have won just one of their last 19 Premier League games against Tottenham, and it's Tottenham who have the lead on 5 Live. 17 minutes gone in this second half. Here is Bentancur, dispossessed by Onana, who had a big chance at 0-0 in the first half for Everton. Here is Dwight McNeil down the left hand side, plays the ball straight into Doherty, and it will bounce out for an Everton throw.
It's how they react now, isn't it? This Everton team, I think you can hear the atmosphere, sensational noise all around us. This is a really important day for Spurs. You know, that home record that we're talking about, the position that would go to in the table if they could hold on. Long way to go though.
Cleared up towards halfway by Spurs, will be picked up by Connor Cody. Yes, Tottenham looking for their 8th Premier League win in a row. If they hold on for this victory or add to the 1 goal advantage they have, this will be their best start to a Premier League season after 10 games in their history. It will take them just a point behind leaders Arsenal. It will take them level on points with Manchester City. As Onana plays the ball in, it's poor. It's straight into the arms of Hugo Lloris.
He's not in a rush now, is he? Notably, they'll just wait, he'll have a little look, and they'll build up the possession. It's always a tricky one when you go a goal ahead, Vicky, whether you feel like you want to keep that momentum up, whether you just wait a little bit. And I do feel it just suits them today to actually keep moving forward. They've got that protection now. Basuma, Everton looking to the bench, and I think it's Calvert-Lewin possibly getting stripped.
Yeah, made his comeback from injury in the last match against Manchester United. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, his only appearance this season from the bench. They need something, Everton. They trail by a goal to nil. Harry Kane's penalty, which Everton were very unhappy about the award of. Doherty in possession, plays it back to Romero. We have to go back to the point we were making, Michael, before the goal was scored. It's Richarlison's injury, Basuma coming on, a tweaking formation, Son a bit closer to Kane, and it led to a couple of good openings before the penalty as well. Or did you feel it was coming anyway for Tottenham? As Son, brilliant skill in the centre of the park, bearing down on goal, drives, blocked by Tarkowski from 25 yards, and Iwobi will pick it up for Everton, who will now try and counter. Was Iwobi put back there? Yes, he was. And it will be a free kick to Everton midway inside their own half. Tottenham 1, Everton 0.
Tarkowski's like a one-man wall. Great block. Son drives forward. Incredible decision. He's under pressure. Again coming tight. Just a little flick. Leaves him. Gets forward. And thinking if he can score this, if he can get his shot away, it will be certainly an incredible goal. A great block.
Calvert-Lewin is preparing to come on for Everton. He's stripped and ready. Everton in possession, back from Tarkowski all the way to Jordan Pickford, who plays it out. Good ball to find Onana. Left by Cody, so Onana will turn and play it out to the right hand side, and Alex Iwobi over the halfway line. Tottenham leading 1-0 here on 5 Live. Iwobi in field to Onana, and for the first time in this match it's Tottenham's turn to sit back in that defensive 5 as Dwight McNeil tries to get past Doherty, who stands up well, and that's well defended by Doherty.
The first time he's been tested really in that defensive position. Neil tries to drive it right to the line, but you see the substitutions now that Everton are looking at, try and make a change, try and create something, try to do something different.
Yep, double change. Calvert-Lewin is on for Neil Maupay, who's had a quiet afternoon. And James Garner is on for Seamus Coleman. So, potential switch up in formation here for Everton, as well as Coleman races off the pitch. Everton still the half to play, but trailing by a goal to nil.
See how that affects the change. Garner will want to get in possession. It's actually Iwobi who's dropped into that right-sided position of the 5. Garner comes into the 3. You know he's got wonderful technique, good range of passing. He's got to get on the ball sooner rather than later.
Yep, so they are sticking with the 5, Everton, and having praised Alex Iwobi to the skies in his central midfield role. He drops back into another versatile position that he has.
Well, you've done that well with the midfield role. I'm going to put you at right wing back.
Well, he has slotted in at wing back before, but certainly central midfield is something that somewhere that Frank Lampard sees him as being established at, but needs must. We were saying before the match, Everton with very few options defensively, so if you want to change things up in midfield, you have to adjust a little bit.
Well, they're missing Nathan Patterson in that right back position, who's done really well. Great youngster. When he comes back, that'll ease the pain across the defensive options for Everton, but just looking at it now, it's set-up wise, how does Garner drop in to help Iwobi? Can he get out of there? Spurs are starting to dominate again.
They lead by a goal to nil here on 5 Live. 23 minutes gone in this second half. Harry Kane from the spot. Have your say on the award of that penalty though. Should it have stood? Should VAR have got involved? Lines open for 606. 08085 909 693. Robbie and Chris follow the conclusion of this match here on 5 Live as Tottenham come forward once again. All back across the 6-yard area for Pickford to clear under pressure from Son. And Pickford over the halfway line, headed forward by Romero, met by Harry Kane, Tottenham's goal scorer. Back to Bentancur, and now Davis, and Tottenham again just moving it around nicely. Antonio Conte talked about the mental fatigue that they experienced in midweek, beating Eintracht Frankfurt here 3-2, coming top of the group, knowing that a win in their next match against Sporting Lisbon will see them qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League, but being pegged back late on by 10 men, not quite the way they wanted the night to finish, but they did the job. They got the 3 points, and they're heading for 3 points here. Just the 1 goal in it, and Tottenham are in possession with Bissouma on for the injured Richarlison, not the match-up with his former club that he would have wanted. Richarlison going off in this second half, but the scoreline one that Tottenham fans will certainly take. Here is Doherty outside the penalty area, right-hand side, lays it off to Bentancur, plays the ball in. There's no one really in there for Tottenham, so Iwobi can take a touch and send it back to Pickford, who was closed down by Perisic. Lewin then challenging with Ben Davies, and the decision goes against the Everton substitute.
Eric Dyer just had his 9-9 out, didn't he, with a lovely clip out to the right hand side, and the build up, good overlap run. Bentancur, good ball in. Iwobi just brings it down, takes a risk. Pickford scampers to clear it. It was a short pass back to his goalkeeper.
Here is Højbjerg out to the left hand side as Tottenham look to build once more. Perisic will send it back to Højbjerg, and now Bissouma. Everton dropping deep, trying to keep it at 1-0 for now as Romero to Kane, lovely turn, bounces on Pickford once more, fortunately for Everton to Iwobi, who will clear out of the penalty area.
Kane sensational in those positions, back to goal, he always knows what's around him, which way to turn, and he's so quick at getting his shot away. Pickford understands, he's got to be ready, he's upright, good save to the right hand side, but wonderful. He's after Jimmy Greaves' record, and I think he's 8 behind him, Vicky, and I don't think it'll take long.
He is indeed, as the ball goes out of play for a Everton goal kick. The Tottenham fans feeling it should have been a corner, but yes, Harry Kane closing down that all-time Tottenham scoring record, and again into double figures for the season. 10 goals in 14 games in all competitions now, 9 in 10 Premier League games. I tell you what, as the ball goes out of play for an Everton throw on the halfway line, if it wasn't for Haaland, and we know why it's about Haaland because we know the numbers, but Kane is having such a fantastic season, and every time we talk about strikers in the Premier League, it's Erling Haaland, understandably, but come on, Harry Kane's having a stormer.
And do you know what he's thinking as well? That could have been me. And I know the Spurs supporters will hear that, but he'll be thinking, I want to be scoring so many. He wants to do it with Spurs, but ultimately Haaland's getting those rewards that he was after.
Yeah, the gentleman's agreement not quite seen eye to eye with by Tottenham and Harry Kane, but he stayed, and one thing you can never fault with Kane, whether it's for club or country, his commitments. As Everton comes down the left hand side with McNeil, the delivery is over the head of Calvert-Lewin and very calmly chested back there by Perisic to Hugo Lloris.
I think that's what Iwobi tried just a little bit before. Perisic comes across, we're winning, we're confident. It's a nice cushioned chest back to the goalkeeper. But yeah, just going back to Kane, I mean, these supporters understand what he brings to this club. Wonderful to have that attitude when things don't happen, things don't change. The goal return, the leadership that he gives this group, and still at it constantly.
Ball in field from Tottenham, and Bentancur win the throw as Antonio Conte marches back to get the ball, his side leading by a goal to nil. 27 minutes gone in this second half. We've mentioned the 400th appearance, thanks to you, Michael, for Harry Kane. It's also the first time he's netted in 5 consecutive Premier League games, which I find quite remarkable given how many goals he's scored.
I like that one, brilliant, because he must have been so frustrated that other people had done it and not him.
Everton do well to win possession just by their own corner flag, away from Son and cleared by Cody over the halfway line. Tottenham 1, Everton 0. Murray Gray dispossessed by Ibasuma. Very good challenge, and here goes Harry Kane again. As on ahead of him, Harry Kane goes himself into the penalty area. Excellent block by James Tarkowski, and Iwobi will stop that going out for a throw. Kane's gone over to try and win it back, and he has won it back off Iwobi. Down by the corner flag. Tottenham leading by a goal to nil against Everton here on 5 Live as they're forced back towards the halfway line. But again, James Tarkowski's made some brilliant blocks in this match.
Do you know those two players there, the desire from Kane driving forward, I just felt Tarkowski's got him here. He's ready, he's waiting. Kane's going to pull the trigger, try and get that shot across Pickford. Block comes in, perfect.
It's had a good game. It's had a good season with Everton after arriving in the summer. Big signing for them, as Cody turned out to be. Cody, who only joined because Godfrey and Mina picked up injuries on the opening day, but it's those sliding doors moments in football, isn't it? Tottenham in possession just inside their own half, leading by a goal to nil. Michael Brown.
I still feel you're looking at the switch of play. Everton are narrow. They're sat in that back 5. I think the space is there for Romero to get on it, Doherty to go wider again and test McNeil, but they just seem to be too patient. They're asking for trouble if they don't push forward now and see this game off. Everton will get a chance.
Tottenham in possession just inside their own half. A reminder, all the reaction to this match and the weekend's action you can see on Match of the Day tonight, BBC 1 10:25, and download the Football Daily podcast as well from BBC Sounds. And we have big podcasts as well from both codes of rugby. Huge tournaments ongoing, the Women's Rugby Union World Cup. You can download Rugby Union Weekly for all the reaction to that, and the Rugby League World Cup as well. Download the Rugby League podcast on BBC Sounds. Dwight McNeil has stayed down for Everton.
He's too late.
Yeah.
Doherty's too late. He shouldn't even go in for that. Dwight McNeil's very, very lucky that it's not worse than that. He was second to all the time, and supply 14 says play on advantage. It's right into the side of his head. It's got to be a little bit quicker than that. It's a late challenge, he shouldn't go for it.
Yeah, fortunately he is up to his feet, Dwight McNeil. I was just noticing there that because Onana was away down the left, Frank Lampard was saying to Portini, no, just leave it. Oh, okay, fine. we'll take the free kick. But as you say, had to make sure Dwight McNeil's okay. It was a painful one, two heads colliding, but McNeil is up to his feet. And Portini, what's he given him? Well, he hasn't given the free kick here. So he's giving it to Everton. It's a drop ball
it for the head
Everton.
injury, didn't he? So they just get the ball back and
he
rotate
stopped it
away.
there. So they were in possession. He's not giving it as a free kick, but Everton in possession. And away we go, as Michael Brown says. Tottenham 1, Everton 0. 15 minutes plus added time to play. Tottenham, as things stand, heading for 8 Premier League home wins in a row. Their best start after 10 games to a Premier League season this will be. It will take them just a point behind leaders Arsenal and level on points, although behind on goal difference, with Manchester City. In less, Everton can find a way back into this one. Onana goes down, Basuma penalised. Everton free kick midway through the Tottenham half, left-hand side.
Again, Everton, they want to put the ball in the box to feel like set pieces is something that they can gain the advantage. They want to set it up rather than actually play a little bit quicker. He felt there was space there straight away for them to get into, but it's such a high line, similar to the one in the first half that we've seen. Weston McNeil and Gray just looking to put the delivery in.
Yeah, and the Everton players, 3 of them standing offside at the moment. They will try and move back on as Gray swings the ball in. Right-footed, the header is won and cleared away by Harry Kane on the edge of the 6-yard box, back there defending. Son can't control. Everton will pick it up with Mikalenko in the centre circle. Everton trail Tottenham by a goal to 0. Here is Damari Gray, left-hand side of the penalty area. 3 Tottenham keepers in attendance with him. He'll do well to get past all of them. He's got down to the byline, does pull the ball across, gets straight into Harry Kane, Tottenham's goal scorer, back there defending once more. And he does really well, plays that off Dwight McNeil for a Tottenham throw.
Yeah, Gray does very, very well. He's got 3 around him, that little step off, drives to the line for that free kick. That's the chance I was talking about. Floated run right to the back post, Tarkowski running onto things. Once you've got the block on the last man of your zonal, he's going to be favourite all the time, head it back across, and if it weren't for Kane's position in the 6-yard area, it's a big chance. And that was my point. They've got to just do a little bit more, Spurs, or they're inviting them to come right on top of them, and they should be going on and actually getting that second goal.
It's just the one at the moment, Kane's penalty. Lines open for 6:06. Have your say on that spot kick. Everton were very unhappy about it. 08085 909 693 as Tottenham has stopped in their tracks. Doherty well dispossessed, and now Dwight McNeil over the halfway line. Everton still in this. They've given it away though. Bentancur, sliding challenge by Gray. Gray saying he won the ball there. Bentancur has stayed down, and the free kick has gone Tottenham's way.
Yeah, he does. Just wraps his foot around. Bentancur comes across, and I was looking at the referee. Thinks is he going to issue a yellow card? I didn't think it was initially. Just thought it was an honest sort of attempt to try and flick it round. Bentancur rolls over the top, tries to make the most of it. Right decision. Antonio Conte probably asking him if there's any more in it, but I didn't think there was. I think he got it right.
So Romero will prepare to take this free kick for Tottenham. 12 minutes plus added time to play. Tottenham 1, Everton 0. Here is Eric Dyer outside the centre circle. Plays it forwards to Ben Davies out on the left hand side, and we're back to the first 5 minutes of the first half. Tottenham happy just to knock it around, but why not? They have the goal, but they've given it away there. That's sloppy. Tarkowski will intercept inside his own half and plays it out to Mikalenko. Antonio Conte pointing at Mikalenko, saying close him down, as the header is cleared away by Dyer on the edge of his own penalty area. Here is James Garner out to Iwobi, right hand side. Back to Garner, plays the ball into the area, and Lloris comes and takes that very well. Onana was right there with him, but Lloris gets there first.
Well, we've seen Tottenham get a mix-up about nobody taking control in the centre of the pitch, which nearly cost them in the first half. This delivery is brilliant. Lloris coming, Eric Dyer wondering, what do I do? Big shout, he had the confidence to leave it. Goalkeeper, great take on the edge of his 6-yard area.
Both players appealing for it as the ball goes out of play. Son wins the throw for Spurs, and it's Salomon Rondon time. for Everton. Coming on for Idrissa Gueye. So Calvert-Lewin is on, Rondon is on, and Everton still looking for a way back into this one. Still just the one goal they trail by.
That's a thing, something to fight for straight away. 80th minute, Lampard decides to roll it and go for it.
Doherty, was he caught there? Mikalenko, that was a tired swing of the boots. Yellow card for Mikalenko. Free kick for Tottenham, level with the 6-yard box just outside the penalty area, right-hand side.
Yeah, that drop of the shoulder, Doherty, just that trailing leg comes across just outside the area. Right, McNeil didn't even dare go near it. It wasn't even actually any right to go near it, but then he was so frightened because he was on the edge of the area thinking penalty. Now a big chance here. Do they go to the edge of the area? Do they cut it back? Do they fizz it right into Pickford? Everybody all around him again.
Well, we've seen Tottenham's prowess from the spot. They've scored more set-piece goals than any other Premier League side this season, including penalties. Everton have conceded the joint fewest before this match round from set pieces. Was a real issue for them last season, but has been improved.
Basuma looks good on the edge, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he looks
it's
good
a
on
dangerous position. Son will leave it. Dinked into the 6-yard box. They don't use Basuma, who was in a lot of space. It's cleared away by Everton. Perisic will pick it up once more, and it's back to Doherty. And now Højbjerg, and they will exchange passes into the final 8 minutes plus added time. Tottenham 1, Everton 0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium here on 5 Live. Here is Højbjerg just inside the Tottenham half, and this is where Everton have to try and find a way of keeping their shape but stealing the ball back, because Tottenham in these positions, it's hard for Everton to hurt them. It's Tottenham looking to do that to the visitors once more. They've won a throw. Perisic does well down that left-hand side. Tottenham throw deep in Everton territory, but they're just starting to take their time now, Michael Brown.
Well, they are, and you understand why. Just going to try and see it out. Little mistakes like that just give Everton some belief. They can come back into it. You just know straight away, as soon as they get into a wide area, just try and stick some crosses in.
Yeah,
top of the pitch.
Paul from Son just plays it straight out for a throw to Everton deep in their own territory. Tottenham almost win it back, and then the decision goes against Solomon Rondon, who would have been away there. It's a free kick to Tottenham just inside the Everton half, and they'll be relieved that was given.
Didn't it? Yeah, I mean, it went so flat that I think it was too obvious that I didn't even ask for it. It was just like, it's definitely got to give it.
Yeah, Tottenham sucking the tempo out of this game, leading by a goal to nil. A win that would take them to a point behind Arsenal, level on points with Manchester City. 7 minutes plus added time to play on 5 Live. Here is the goal scorer, Harry Kane, on the halfway line. Forward by Højbjerg. Doherty will chase. McNeil is back there. Doherty gets there first, edge of the penalty area. Plays it back to Harry Kane, who swings the ball in. Poor delivery, stabbed away by Everton, but will come straight back to Doherty, who lays it off to Kane once more. The two of them just slow the play down. Kane finds Doherty, right-hand side, cleared away well by Mikalenko. Højbjerg was waiting to catch that on the volley, but Everton have brought it away. Here is Demarai Gray, wins the throw on the halfway line. Tottenham 1, Everton 0.
Good position, Basuma coming across. Gray tries to step through, but got a little bit of cramp. Tarkowski not only is there a blocker, he's now the physio for Spurs as he tries to get Højbjerg's cramp out of his calf. Nice between them, good sportsmanship.
And to be fair, Højbjerg does get up pretty quickly, and he's back in his own half, and we play on. Everton with the throw, 6 minutes plus added time to play.
I think Højbjerg thought, it's Tarkowski, I'm going to get up, because he's going to lift me up anyway, so let him just get rid of this cramp and then I'll crack on.
Here is Tarkowski in possession for Everton, midway through the Everton half. Conor Cody is asking for it over on the far side. Tottenham just employing that press once more as we enter the final 5 minutes. Tottenham who lead 1-0 thanks to Harry Kane's penalty. 6:06 follows us on 5 Live. 08085 909 693. Book your call now to have your say on the weekend's action with Robbie and Chris, as Eric Dyer under pressure plays the ball straight out of play. Everton throw deep in Tottenham territory, left hand side. Here is Dwight McNeil, forced backwards well by Romero, finds Demarai Gray. Gray forced to turn as well. That's good pressure by Benton.
He's got to keep his position though, Romero. He's getting sucked in and getting around. He didn't get the first flick, and then he's trying to go and make up for it. Don't leave the slots like that. I mean, it's an experienced player doing it.
Harry Kane will collect on the halfway line. Good header by Bissouma, and Kane will feed Bentancur down the right hand side. Son wants it. It goes instead in plenty of space to Højbjerg. Turns, shoots. 3 points for Tottenham Hotspur. They're moving to within a point of their rivals Arsenal. Level on points with Manchester City. Højbjerg surely makes this one safe. It will be 8 Premier League wins at home in a row for Tottenham. Their best start after 10 games to a Premier League season in their history. 2-0, they lead Everton.
Fantastic goal. The manager down below was driving the run from Bentancur. Harry Kane just waited, he delayed. That's what you want late on the game. Forward runs and puts it. Højbjerg didn't disappoint. He goes central, right in the edge of the area, takes his touch, and Iwobi goes tight. But it was a great diversion run from Son round the left, which allowed Højbjerg a little bit more time. He stopped, he waited, curled it, right-footed, top corner. There might have been a little deflection. He won't be bothered. And finally Spurs get that second goal.
Calmness under growing pressure as Everton closed him down, but there was far too much space as that ball came in. And Tottenham now will make a change and eke out the minutes. Davinson Sanchez is on for Christian Romero. Well, they had the 2-goal lead against Eintracht Frankfurt. In the end, they saw that one out. But it's taking chances to finish a game off, and with 3 minutes plus added time to play, you feel that that's what Tottenham have done here.
Oh, they just waited for that space, and it was about the forward runs that they needed to do on momentum. It was the manager who actually drove it. Bentancur got round the outside, and then Højbjerg, having that protection with Bissouma, was allowed to make that run. He's got good energy, and what not people will notice, what Son did. Son changed the whole outlook for him. His touch was under his feet. It wasn't great as Iwobi come tight. That run gave him a touch more time. He picked his spot and ended up in that top corner. Finally Spurs get that breathing space.
Everton in possession. It bounces off Rondon though midway through the Tottenham half, and Tottenham will bring it away with Bissouma. The decision goes Tottenham's way as well. Everton just need to keep their heads here. It looks as though the game has gone in terms of the points, but they don't need to give away any silly yellow cards or even worse.
You can hear the supporters singing the appreciation for the manager. His record since he's come in the building is at 3rd behind Klopp and Pep Guardiola. I think that tells you everything from where the club were, and just being allowed to bring some of his players in and improve the squad. And can they continue?
Here come Everton though, looking to get a goal back late on. Demarai Gray out to the right hand side, pulls it back to Alex Iwobi. Tottenham lead by 2 goals to 0. Iwobi's ball into the penalty area, cleared away by Davinson Sanchez. And Everton will pick it up once more. 90 seconds plus added time to play. Tottenham lead by 2 goals to 0 here on 5 Live. Demarai Gray picks it up out on the right hand side and plays it back to Tarkowski, and Cody once more. All players bar Jordan Pickford inside Tottenham's half. As Mykolenko sends it out to the left hand side. Here is McNeil. Rondon misses it. Calvert-Lewin's there, goes down. The ball is behind and it's been given as a goal kick. No penalty for Everton, no goal back either.
And the ball goes right across. Perisic makes that decision to put his foot out, just gets a little bit of contact. Calvert-Lewin over. They're thinking, here we go, is he going to give something? But he's very animated, isn't he? On the bench, Antonio Conte asking for everything. He's now saying slow down, looking to make a change. And this young man in particular, he hasn't had many minutes. He's waited for a long time to get that chance, and nice time to come on.
Yeah, it will be a double change. Moura and Jed Spence, that young man preparing to come on that Michael mentions. Harry Kane, brilliant work down the right hand side, very well covered at the back by Everton, who will clear away with Connor Cody. Chested down nicely by Bissouma to Sanchez for Tottenham, who lead by 2 goals to 0 as we wait to see how much added time there will be. It's all the way back with Hugo Lloris inside his own penalty area. 5 minutes of added time. Tottenham 2, Everton 0. Here is Perisic down the left-hand side. Perisic into the penalty area. Might have to go alone. Excellent sliding challenge. Once again, James Tarkowski back there. That's a fabulous challenge. And it's behind for a Tottenham corner. But Tarkowski can hold his head up high this evening.
Yeah, the art of defending, the desire to keep going, to lead from his team. Brave challenge, just gets his foot in, and great recovery run. But another chance for Spurs. They're going to ring the changes down below, and in these last 5 minutes, but it's going to be difficult for Everton.
Yeah, we saw the double change being prepared. It's actually a triple change. Oliver Skipp preparing to come on as well as Tottenham take the corner short once more, leading by 2-0 here on 5 Live into added time. 4 minutes of that left to play. Ben Davies in possession on the halfway line for Tottenham, plays it down the left-hand side and will be kept in well as well. They're not committing too many players forward. One of them was Son. Good sliding interception by Garner back there for Everton, and Alex Iwobi plays it back to Garner, and now Tarkowski once more, and Tottenham will just stay outside the penalty area as Everton spread it out to the left-hand side, and Mikalenko intercepting sliding challenge by Davinson Sanchez, and he and Doherty between them tidy up, and Basuma has it in the centre of the park.
Sanchez does well, tried to release ball right down the right-hand channel of Spurs, but Sanchez just gets into that good position. The substitutes might not get on here, they're all still waiting for the ball to go up, but just before those substitutions you're looking and seeing this result, and the next game's Manchester United. They went to Arsenal, disappointment. This is the one. After that, home game, Newcastle away, Bournemouth. If they want to be in the mix, they've got to get a result at Manchester United to prove that they've got that something different this season and different times, haven't they?
And you can listen to that match on 5 Live, 8:15 on Wednesday, full commentary. So here comes the triple change. Matt Doherty making way. And Jed Spence on after arriving this summer from Middlesbrough for his second Premier League appearance. Look at the hug that Antonio Conte's giving to Matt Doherty there. He almost strangled him. He's got him in a headlock. But we know how passionate this man is, and he knows that this is a big win for Tottenham if they can see this out, which they should do so now. Leading 2-0, 2 minutes of added time to play. Lucas Moura applauds and gives the double high five to Harry Kane, and Oliver Skipp will replace Rodrigo Bentancur, and he gets smacked over the head by Conte. Well, he's happy at least.
But you know, he's one who's playing all the time. So the manager, when you haven't been sort of playing as regular as you'd expect, it's different.
Miscue for once by Tarkowski, could let Son in down the left-hand side. Son down to the byline. Can he pick out a white shirt? Left-hand side of the penalty area. Nice footwork up against Iwobi. Son will lay it off now, receives it back, edge of the box. Can he find room for the shot? No, he's forced back, but it'll push there. He's done well to retain possession. We have almost played the minimum 5 minutes added on. 90 seconds left to play as Tottenham have it down the left-hand side of the penalty area, and again it's another very good sliding challenge, and again it's from James Tarkowski, and again it's a Tottenham corner. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, they do. Step over, driving the line. And Harry Kane, just that little scratch of his head, sat on the bench thinking, not a bad evening's work again from him.
He scored the penalty, they got things underway. Højbjerg added the second late on, and that's why Tottenham are heading for the 3 points. Here is Son over on the far side. Can they add a third goal to go with those 3 points? We're into the final minute of added time, and Tottenham have Everton right where they want them, pen deep in their own half. It's back with Cody now inside his own penalty area, lifts it forward, Calvert-Lewin chests it down. Can Everton at least get on the score sheet this evening? Dwight McNeil falls backwards to Vitaly Mikalenko, and in field now to Onana as Rondon through the centre finds Gray instead. Conte still out on the edge of his technical area barking instructions as McNeil picks it up, and Everton pass it around in triangles, but that won't avail them. 15 seconds to play. They're heading for back-to-back defeats after losing to Manchester United. 7 games unbeaten in all competitions before that. Picked up their first 2 Premier League wins of the season before that defeat to Manchester United. But they've come unstuck here at Spurs, and it is Fortress Tottenham Hotspur Stadium once again. 8 Premier League home wins in a row, and a big clenched double fist from Antonio Conte as the final whistle goes. Tottenham are now just a point behind leaders Arsenal. They're level on points with Manchester City, and Michael Brown, they mean business this season.
Well, they do, and that'll be the test, as I said, against Manchester United. But good performance, started really well. Obviously we were a little bit worried about fatigue, etc., from playing Champions League, late comeback in the week, but the quality was there. There was some good performances. The ground down Everton, the penalty will be discussed, I'm sure, which makes the decision. And in the centre of the pitch as we speak now, Kane and Pickford. He's laughing, Kane at Pickford. He knows he's sort of engineered it. Pickford shaking his head and very, very disappointed. But a great evening for Spurs. Another record in the Premier League, and yeah, are they going to be the real deal? Conte seems to be. Great reaction at the end. He realised that was a big performance from them.
Yeah, Tottenham's best start to a Premier League season after 10 games in their history. And just going back to that conversation that Pickford was having with Harry Kane, he's now gone over to the officials, the referee Paul Tierney. That will be the big talking point for 606, which is coming up shortly, for Match of the Day tonight, which you can catch on BBC One 10:25. But a final thought from Michael Brown on that. That's the key decision, is it? The penalty, should it have been overturned?
It's a key decision. Chris is going to back the striker and Robbie's going to go against it. Definitely. There's a nice one for you boys to go continue with.
Well, let's find out. It is time for 606 on 5 Live. Robbie and Chris, it's all yours.